Okay, hi, assalamu alaikum. So now we're looking at the third rule in our Tajweed series, and it's going to be the sun and moon letters. We're still in Surah Al-Fatiha. This is the first ayah in the Quran, the Basmala, which there are a load of rules. So, just jumping into it, we already covered the time on the sukoon. We already covered the skipping the sod, the little baby sod, and their rules. And now we are on the moon and sun letters. So basically, if you have an alif lam, then which means then either we're gonna skip them, or we're gonna pronounce that lam and the alif lam. So either way, we're skipping that baby sod and we're going to the next letter. It's either gonna be lam or it's gonna be this lam. In this case, this is a sun letter. We know it's a sun letter because it has the shadda. So this rule, and there's another rule applied later, you go straight to the shadda. So anytime you see the shadda and you see the same letter, or even if it was a different letter, even if this was a different letter, like let's say this is alif, lam, fa, for example, and it has a shadda, you go straight to that shadda. You don't say al-fa. Well, that is what you would say because that's a different type of letter. But like, let's say it's a noon. If it was a noon, you wouldn't say al-na. No, instead, if it has a shadda, then we know it's a sun letter. So we skip that lam and we say anna. Okay, so this is how it works. Anytime you see the shadda, you know to skip that lam in the alif lam. So shadda, just go straight to it. Anytime you see the shadda. And then also, in the case that we do not skip it, like if it was, and this is where it comes from, by the way, al-qamar is moon. Okay, so this is alif, lam, qaf, mim, and ra. So in this case, there's like a sukoon here. Oh, that was real ugly, sorry. It will look like the little Pac-Man one in the Quran. Like if this was in the Quran, it would look like that little sharp Pac-Man thing. And then it would have the vowel here. And in that case, we don't skip. We don't skip this. We say al, qa, al, qa. So we're pronouncing both the alif and the lam and the qa. Even if we had a baby sod here, like let's say we had a baby sod and there was something before it, then you'd skip the baby sod and go straight to the lam. Like in that case, it would be bismil qa. Okay? But in this case, and that's a moon letter, it literally means moon. And that's where it comes from. In Ashams, which means sun, it looks like this. It looks like okay, that's a scene, by the way, but I just squish it in there. Okay, so it looks like that. And in this case, even if we skip the alif, if there was a baby sod on it and there was something before and we skipped it, we wouldn't pronounce the lam because this one will have a shadda on it. So that's our clue. The Quran is always giving us clues. It's our clue to go ahead and skip the lam and go straight to the sheen, ash-shams. And the same with here. If there was nothing before this, it would just be like Allah, right? That's how we would say it. But there is something before this one, so we skip the baby sod and we skip this one also, and we just go straight like that. Okay? So Bismillah. Okay, so that's how we pronounce that one. Let me see. I think that's pretty clear. Inshallah, that covers the third rule, which is the sun and moon letters. So anytime you see with the shadda, alif lam with the shadda, you go straight to the shadda, skip the lam. Anytime you see alif lam with the sukoon and no shadda, there's a sukoon on the lam, then you pronounce that lam. And that's it. Pretty simple. Okay, bye. Assalamu alaikum.